Good day, my name is Noel Atkinson and I'm the course manager for the Flexible Learning and Innovation projects here at CQU, and we're just doing a presentation today on how to write a report. What is a report? Report writing is a formal document giving technical information and an informed opinion relating to a specific task, and reports are written for a variety of purposes. There's business reports, financial reports, feasibility studies. One of the best ways to understand a report is that you're actually often commissioned to write a report. So your boss may come to you and say, one of your tasks is to write a 2,500 word report about future growth for the business. You have 2 weeks and they'll give you all the specifications behind it. And you've got to ask yourself, why have I been asked to write this report? So what is the difference between a report and an essay? In short, reports have headings, essays don't. Essays are argumentative in style and scholarly opinion is more obvious. So 25 years ago, universities always relied on essays as the main form of an assessment. That has changed because business likes reports. So reports are commissioned and you are the content expert. That you need to imagine yourself as being a content expert where your boss has asked you to write a report about the future of an organization. Reports have a scholarly opinion. We try to embed them in as much as fact, but we need to acknowledge it is your opinion, and that's what people are seeking out for you. To give you an idea, a simple case would be General Motors, Volvo, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, all consulted with their experts about the future, and almost all of them wrote reports stating that electric cars will be nothing more than a niche vehicle moving forward. Tesla, with Elon Musk, produced reports saying that electric vehicles will be quite widely adopted in the next couple of years. Currently, it looks like Tesla is the market winner out of this report and clash of ideas. And so business innovates when different content experts disagree and different companies try different ways forward. You are the content expert. You have been commissioned to write a report, and you need to show the company the way forward with your report. These are the different parts of a report. You don't need to include all of them. You can modify them. You don't need to have them all using the exact same titles I've used here. It's just a description and a potential idea, but I would encourage you, break down your parts of a report and figure out what you want to include in it and not include in the report. A title page has usually a nice, crisp, white cover page. We don't print very much these days. When we do print, it's important. You're not saving paper because we don't print at CQU, but should your report ever be printed, don't try and save paper for something that's so important. So lots of white space on your cover page, and it shows that you understand what is being a professional. Include on your cover page your name, who the report is for, items such as what is the word count, and you might write your word count is 2,500 words, excluding your references, your executive summary, and any appendices. So just putting on the front cover page who the report is for, a good title, and any facts that we need to know about the report. An abstract or an executive summary is really important. An executive summary in particular really summarizes the entire report in 1 or 2 paragraphs. And so it's for those people who don't have time to read the whole report. What is the problem? What are the solutions? What's the main recommendations? And so you can really just summarize the entire report. And that's really important if your boss is about to present the report, but your boss doesn't have time to read the whole report. They can read the executive summary and roughly sound informed and know roughly what it's all about in a very quick and concise manner. A table of contents, especially if your report is longer than usually about 3 or 4 pages, you put in a table of contents just so people can find where parts of the report are quickly. And for even longer reports, we may even include a separate page on the different figures and tables found within the report so people can quickly find where table 2 is or where a pie chart is found and navigate their way through the report. Scope of the report, this is not always included. You may want to have it in there or not. I generally don't put it into academic papers, although if it's a longer report, you might want to put it in, and this includes what's going to be in the report and what's not going to be in the report. Your introduction. Introductions should get my attention. So whenever you're writing an introduction, we push the boundaries a little bit. Reports are always in professional and academic language, but for the introduction, hammer home, why should I even read the report? What is the really important thing about this report that makes it worthwhile to read? Because we are all busy people. If the report is deemed to be boring or not important, people are not going to read it. So you really want to make sure your introduction uses slightly more expressive and emotional language to get your attention and really highlighting the problem, maybe some of the background, just to really make sure that I want to read this report. An analysis of the report, it's often the main body of the report, looking at, well, what is the problem? What is the situation? What are potential solutions? So we start to list some of the facts and some of the different recommendations that we can start to put on there. In general, we may want to put some lists in as well. Their ideas, popular list or curated into table form or something else like this. It's up to you how you want to use lists in reports. Reports usually use them a lot more than essays because reports like to be concise and they often have a lot of precise details put into the report. And then, of course, a really important part is the conclusion. What do you finally, you've got a problem. What is the general conclusion? What are some of the solutions and how we want to move forward? So this is the problem, this is the solution, wrapping it all up into a nice, neat conclusion. And it may be presented as dot points, although I tend to steer clear of that in academic papers. I tend to write them down. And then, of course, you may want to put into a separate section recommendations. So based on the report, this is the problem, this is the solution, and this is the recommended course of action as a way forward. I would try and pepper your paper, especially in the conclusions and in the recommendations. It is the recommendation of this report, it is a conclusion of this report, or this report argues. And it shows to the marker that you understand in a report, you as a content expert have to nail your reputation down and say, this is the way forward in my opinion. But your opinion shouldn't just be what's inside your head. Our opinion should be based on scholarly activities. And when we say scholarly, we can either mean original data, so it's data from within your organization, or the golden rule is look for the peer-reviewed journal articles. Peer-reviewed journal articles are journal articles that have been published. Usually they've been supervised by 3 or 4 professors. If anything is not true found within them, they have to be retracted, and they've usually been checked for quality. But peer-reviewed journal articles are conservative. So in my field, which is in particular IT, we often look at the industry magazines for the latest ideas. These, of course, are not peer-reviewed or checked. And then we go to the peer-reviewed journal articles to make sure that the new ideas that we're talking about are still respected within industry as well. Then, of course, appendices. These are really good for putting in anything that's boring, specific data, maps, or anything that couldn't fit in the report. You can add them to the appendix, and survey results, diagrams are really good to put in the back of the report, and people who have a particular interest in them can open up the appendix and have a look inside. For more help, don't forget to check out the CQ library. There's some training videos there, and contact your course manager or else have a look on the Be Different platform. I really enjoy having you all in the course, and please enjoy your time on the Be Different platform.